I'm Nicholas, come to Gentlemen and Rogues Club, come to see Darren a lot just to get my beard done.
Today, for a beard trim, it's about reshaping it, innit? So you said to me that you want to get this blended in with this section here, because it's looking a little bit separate, isn't it? So today we're gonna take care. Bye. Today we're gonna line it up, sharpen it up, take a little bit off the moustache because your moustache is drinking and eating more than you are.
Yeah.
But it's this way, as you've grown it out now, the fullness has come through the front, but the cheeks are still a little bit soft. So we're going to try and balance this shape out a little bit more so it comes in a little bit, keeping as much of the length as possible through the front. So let's rock and roll and let's do this. Okay, so as normal when we're doing a beard trim, I stand face on, looking directly at the beard so I can see the shape, I can see all round. I'm just pulling it out slightly, just teasing it through so I can see where all the stray hairs are. And I'm going to go in with scissors as opposed to the clippers today, because we're trying to keep as much of the length as possible, and all I'm doing is blending the sides in with the front. So I don't want to go in with a pair of clippers and take loads of weight out of here, out of this area, because I want to try and maintain that weight because I want it to match up with the front. So what we're doing is using the line of the beard, cutting at an angle, and at the same time it's just having that little bit of discretion about sometimes you need to take a little bit off somewhere, like this area through the bottom of the beard. I'm going to take that a little bit shorter just at this point. It just sharpens it up. Sometimes when it's shorter and sharper it will look thicker. When you leave it longer it looks wispier. So I will always sacrifice a little bit of length sometimes just to give it the impression that it looks heavier than it is. But you can see straight away that that line's coming in and blending in with the front, as opposed to this line at the moment. So this gentleman, Carlos, his son's got an awesome name. Tell him your son's name.
My son's name's Hero.
Hero.
Hero. That's an amazing name, isn't it?
It's hard to forget, yeah.
It is hard to forget.
But how do you spell it? The same as you spell hero,
No,
or different?
H-I.
H-I, I thought so. Yeah.
What a great name. I watched a documentary called Minimalists, which encouraged me to throw most of my clothes away, and then the next morning when I gave them all to charity, after I gave them to charity, the next morning I realised I had no clothes to wear. So I've gone from having like 30 shirts to like 7. So I just keep wearing the same thing all the time. I'm like, I look like I've got like no job because I'm always wearing the same thing. And
I'm writing the diary and rotating the shirt.
yeah, so I need to start looking for some new shirts. I'm thinking about going Dragon Ball Z style, you know, just Hawaiian shirts all the way. So I'm pulling this out with my fingers just to see how it's sitting, and it grows with this dip in here. So naturally, if I comb this down, you naturally get like a dip in it. So what I'm going to do is when I cut it, it's about manipulating it just slightly. And it's growing slightly heavier on one side than it has the other. Okay, so we're going to do your lip. So I'm going to comb away the top of the lip. When you've got a moustache, you tend to have this top section of the hair grows over. So what I do is I comb that away, either side, and I'll cut this section underneath first. And I'm going to cut. I don't want to cut it too short. I want to be sympathetic with this whole beard trim. And then comb over So now I can see a little line underneath where I need to cut to. So I'm not trying to cut a whole thick moustache in one hit. So I cut one line underneath, like a guideline, bring this down, and then I've got something to work with. It's a good tip if you're doing this at home by yourself, like, you know, comb it away, get the little bits underneath. Comb back over the top, and you can just see you've got like a little line to work to. Feel a bit better with that?
Yeah.
I don't want to cut it up too high, because what you'll do is you'll lose that density in the moustache,
Yeah.
and then you'll end up with a really faint moustache, and then you're growing the beard in, and it doesn't sit.
That's
No.
fine.
Okay, so we're blending the front and the sides together nicely now. So I'm going to sharpen up the edges and sharpen up underneath as well. So a clear gel, so we can see where we're going. Don't use foam. Foam dries out the skin quite a lot anyway.
Hello.
Hello, mate. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go underneath and clear up underneath as well. Make sure it looks nice and sharp. He's got a good looking wife, this guy, so we need to make him good looking and keep him on an even keel, don't we, mate? So when you're going to use a cutthroat or a blade, especially when you're doing yourself, always make sure you're looking for the pattern of growth. So we're looking at the pattern of the growth, the cut with the grain, not against the grain. So I'll cut up and across, this way and that way. But also making sure you haven't missed any skin tags, any moles. Just making sure that where you're looking is nice and clean. So we were talking about average size trees. Charlie had a fact about trees, which was the average size tree produces enough oxygen for 2 human beings. But I wanted to know what an average size tree was, because obviously, you know, if you look after bonsai trees, are they average size trees? I don't know. When I do the Adam's apple, I always pull it over slightly to one side. So the average size tree, what do you think that is, Carlos?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? Do you know what a tree is?
No.
Then you can leave. You can leave. Oh, come on, guys. So we're just putting a bit of talc on just to clean up the area. And we're going to lift our gentleman up. Here we go. There we are. We'll have. How's that feel?
Yeah. Better. Looks as one, doesn't it?
Yeah. It looks like it's more uniform coming in. Try to not sacrifice too much length on the cheek.
No.
Try to make it feel nice and full there for you.
Yeah.
And blend that in through the front, because it was just looking like a goatee with a bit on the side, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
You had a busy day?
So now it looks actually like more uniform.
Working?
Okay, so we're going to put just a little bit of oil in.
Fine.
Okay. A little bit of a maintenance trim.
That's it.
Just tidying it up, carrying on that growth.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Now that you're done with this video, head over to our shop and treat yourself to some fine Beardbrand products. If you're not already a subscriber, be sure to hit that button and keep on watching some more of our awesome videos.